Hey guys, hope you're all having a good day or evening. This is probably what I think is my first Rust video on the channel, so that's pretty exciting. I hope you guys like it, but bear in mind that I'm probably not quite up to scratch with a lot of the other YouTubers you might see making these videos. If you do stick around to the end though, I'd really appreciate a like and maybe think about subscribing, because who knows, if I get a good enough response, I might start making some more of these. Alright, now time to get into what you came for. I've built what I think is probably my best solo duo trio base, and I'd like to share it with everyone. I know the general stigma around YouTube bases is that they're made redundant because everyone sees them, which is why I built this with a lot of modularity and options for changes and customization here and there to avoid that. Anyway, well, I prepared to take you for a tour, see what kind of build cost and upkeep you guys are looking at for what I call the Don. Hey guys, welcome back. We're starting the tour now. I will just say before we get started that I'm probably going to skip over some features or miss a few things. It's just the nature of being new to this. So I'll probably do my best, but if I do miss anything, just feel free to let me know in the comments. It is an egg core, so each parts of the base is triangularly symmetrical. As you can see, there's another multi-TC over there, same as this one here. So everything you see will be the same on three sides. Speaking of multi-TC, I'm assuming most of you guys know how to do this. You just slap a twig foundation down, throw a roof on, breaks it off, place main TC, and then reconnect these on the outside, just like so. Head in here. We have bag spawn outside if you need to spawn out here to retake, or even if you just want to get a jump on someone out here. Also have a locker storage in here for the same thing. And there's your first multi-TC behind the reinforced glass. Coming back out here, we'll head into our first gatehouse. I love these peaks, as you can see each side of the wall the whole way around. Make sure no one's door camping you or just being a grub. Head through here, we got the pay to win doors obviously, and vertical embrasures to cover the inside of the wall. Good peaks on each side. You can see past your raised furnaces and towards the bedposts, which I will show you guys. Coming through the door, you have these two raised turrets up here. I think these are really good. They don't have the double coverage that these ones do. Speaking of which, you have 4 on you as soon as you come through this gatehouse. So extra protection, and these ones are double chain linked, so no one can be grabbing these out or shooting them. Moving along, we will go along here. We've got two, what are they called? Brewing stations. And then an oil refinery, that's the same on each side as well. Come in here, got your shotgun turrets covering the angle here. Make sure no one can go along this wall. Same again on that side. Coming in here, we have 2 bed spawns as well as some boxes, and above you have some spots for boxes. I just haven't placed them in yet. And then great peeks into the inside of the compound. You can see the entrance gatehouse, and you can also see over towards the other bedpost over there. So really good coverage here. And just through here you have a battery to power these turrets if you want, or for early game power. It's really great. Alright, coming back out, we'll head back to the main entrance. Again, these big pillars are on all 3 sides. We will jump in. This is the only side you can get entrance to main loot. You have an angle out here. This is mainly just to make sure that no one is sort of just sneaking by your door. But you can also remove the reinforced glass, and you have another angle on the gatehouse, so that's pretty cool. This is your entrance into core, but firstly I'll just show you that this goes up, if I can make the jump, goes up to the top, and you have shooting floor up here, but we'll get back to that in a little bit. Heading here, you have an airlock into core, garage doors covering this whole entrance here, cheeky little barbecue, and you have a turret watching the entrance. This also watches the jump up, the drop down, and it has slight coverage over that direction as well, but the main purpose of it is for the entrance. Alright, so we have storage in here. This is usually windowed up, but open for now. 2 sleeping bags, main bed storage, main bed spawn rather, tier 3 workbench, another box storage under there, and you have 6 electrical furnaces up here. You can hook all of these up with or without the window frame, but obviously with the window frame it makes it a little more difficult, and this has no practical use whatsoever. I just like sitting in it when I'm smelting shit, because it makes me feel cool. Going along here, we have locker storage, and also a vending machine behind there. Alright, we'll go up before we go down, because the core is pretty cool, and I'll save the best for last. Heading up again, you have a turret watching the entrance to the shooting floor here, and also the drop down or the jump up. 2 lockers, make sure that you're ready to take your gear out to the shooting floor. 6 bags for more spawns, and you have shotguns watching the drop down here to roof access, which we'll get to in a second. On the outside here, you've just got misc items like the tier 2 workbench, and on this side, I believe it is a repair bench. And this is what I mean about the modularity. You can do heaps of stuff with this floor. You can honestly move the bottom stuff up, you can move the stuff that's up here down here, you can rearrange everything, and you could even keep main loot up here if you really wanted to throw a spanner in the works. Or you could just opt to make this extra storage and have some entrances coming out here where I've got the lockers instead. But the orientation of the level design is really up to you guys, which I thought is pretty cool, because anyone who raids this base isn't going to be raiding the same base. Alright, so we get out to the shooting floor, close these up. This is actually an airlock. Make sure no one can get in here. Here, immediately you have peaks out into the sky, so if you're trying to take heli, it's pretty good through the chain link. You'll see what this chain link's for later, but you also have a little toe peak for feet pics of the boys, or shooting people that are grabbing on your roof. And back down in here, you'll notice this is one of our other entrances. It doesn't have the door here in decor, but instead, you might have noticed, it has a low wall with a locker behind it. And these can't be looted if you put a lock on them. They have to break through this wall first. So it's a pretty good little hidden compartment for a lot of your loot, especially if they're raiding through one of the other sides. Chances are they're not going to come to this one. Head back up here and we can open this up. This is one of my favorite parts about the base actually, is the ramp peaks here. So you have great coverage. You have literally all the way down there and mainly about the gatehouse, and you can almost see above the wall there, and it's mainly for this sort of breach peak here, which I think is pretty good. Just above it, you have more aerial angles, so heli take, minis, all that kind of stuff. Moving across, you have a bed, same on 3 sides, so just extra bed spawns. We've really chocked it up with some beds. And you have the crouch angle out here to your multi-TCs over the wall. This is more of your long range angle, this one, which is really good. Same again, ramps. You have these on each side, so 360 coverage. Coming through, I won't bother taking you around the whole loop. Coming up here, just want to make sure you're back in that corner to get through that ladder hatch. And as soon as we're on the roof, we're greeted with these 3 turrets in each of the corners. Gives you full turret coverage on the roof. And the first thing you probably noticed was this bunkered vending machine. So I will make sure sentry's off for this. So you basically just slap a roof down and then you gain access to the vending machine from the back. And when it's gone, you can no longer access the vending machine. Above the turrets, you've just got box storage, again, same in 3 corners. SAM sites up here, watching every single side, and just above those, you've got the windmills. Just over here, you have some even smaller ramp peaks as before, good coverage of the multi-TCs, and you also have very steep angles down on the entrance here. Looking down from here, you can see that's an incredibly difficult angle to hit. So I think these are pretty great as well. And now over to the multi-chain link. So double-sided, obviously you can't shoot through it, but you do have the option to open the gate and peek out. I think this is really great because it gives you like very wide coverage of each side of the base. If people are making raid towers or they're trying to get over your walls, build over, anything like that, you can just watch them, and then when you have a chance, open the gate up, fire, close it up, can't get hit. So I think that's pretty good. There's not a whole lot of use to this little platform here for you, but I mean, if you want to go down there, be my guest. And now we'll just head back down into the core. I'll take the shortcut so I don't waste your time. Here we are. You can opt to ladder hatch this, but I chose not to. I use a furnace instead because I think a jump up is just a little more reliable than the ladder hatch. Go down here and open the door, and you'll see this is where we have our bunker. So get rid of that. This is what it'll be like most of the time. You really only want to seal it up when you're jumping offline. So you have a door there, and you would have noticed that the roof was also attached to this twig frame here. When you break, the roof will also break. So we've got 4 boxes on the ground here, and another door on this side. So if they were going through here, they would have to break through 3 layers, which is pretty great for a 1 slotter. Yeah, so like I said, 4 boxes here. Armored door. Behind the armored door, you have main loot. So these are all garage doors up, and that's for a reason. You could opt to throw the armored doors on there if you don't want these cheeky little pixel gaps here. which give you access to the 4 boxes that are underneath. And I've placed these boxes so you can kind of line it up. I don't have HUD on at the moment, so it's probably a bit hard, but as you can see, you can access them through there. So yeah, you have 4 boxes on each side, as well as the 2 small boxes up and down. And just back there, you have the TC, and that's behind 2 armored walls back here. Well, 1 armored wall and then another on this side where you have an extra battery. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the tour, guys. I will show you as well just a feature with these outside turrets. They cover your walls in case anyone's laddering over or trying to jump in. They can't be shot from down here unless you're really far away, and even so, pretty difficult shot. But most importantly, they cover your multi-TC. If anyone is getting up on top of the roof here, which is probably the most likely cause, is people laddering up here and running across, these shoot through the barbed wire, and I have tested it, they do reach out here. So pretty good coverage. Alright guys, without further ado, that's the base. I'll give you a quick fly around and we'll jump straight into the build part of the video. Welcome back to the build part of the video. I'm going to try and keep this as short as I can to save you guys some time. As I said in the showcase, this base is very modular, so a lot of the deployable placing I might skip over unless it's kind of necessary. If I am going too quickly though, feel free to slow it down or pause and go back, whatever makes it easier. So let's get into it, starting off with your starter base. We start off with a triangle foundation, followed by 2 squares, half on the side, 2 raised triangles just like that. And we can upgrade all this to metal. Just like so. Wall down here. Raise foundation. So yourself in. And you're secured. This wall here is really important before you do the next step, otherwise the bunker is not going to work, so just make sure you've got that down. Alright, now we can put a wall in here and drop our TC down. Make sure it's all the way on the left if you're going to do the ramp orientation that I was doing, otherwise you might not be able to reach it from the middle. Throw a window on and you're good to go. On this side you can choose to place your battery in now, or you can do that later, entirely up to you. Just make sure it's pretty far back, otherwise you won't be able to place that frame down. Alright, actually before we do the bunker, we just add a couple of half walls here. And some ramps. Incredibly buggy to place the ramps. But there you go. Alright, head back outside, we can start on the bunker now. I'll change back to twig. Build 9 out that way. Just delete everything. Including that one. Connect this foundation to the first foundation to check. You just check for that big stone up the top and make sure it's not down the bottom or on any of the other sides. Next, delete those 3. Build another 9 out from this one. Same process, delete the build out. Keep that one. And connect it to this one. Once you've done that, stand on the edge of this foundation, place your half wall, look above it and slowly drag down with your frame. Remove that, upgrade this, upgrade that. Leave that twig until you check if it works. To do that, just jump inside and hold your frame out and see if it turns blue. If it turns blue, you're good to upgrade. Next, come down here and slowly lift up these foundations and make sure that that stone is in the bottom left corner and not in the top. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to place the 4 boxes down here. Same here. Check that it's up in this top left corner, which it is, and to double check, you can upgrade to stone. Might be a bit of lag. And just check that the lines are parallel the whole way across, just like so. Next, upgrade again. And we can get these out. If you want to be extra safe, you can also upgrade these to armored now. Just because I've had problems with being able to upgrade them after I place these boxes down. So to place the boxes, just make it as straight as possible and bring it just enough forward that you can still slide it left and right. So I think we're about there. Slide it all the way into that left corner. I think I'm a little uneven. Same again. Alright, and once you have got it like that, I'll just place that twig down so you can see what it looks like. And on the outside, place these two walls down. You can place these walls before you place the boxes, it's not a huge deal. I would actually probably recommend doing that first. And then place your door frame here. Pop a door on there, and you are all sealed up. I'll just show you how to use the bunker real quick. So you just place it on the frame, upgrade it to armored or metal, whichever you choose. The twig can't be blown out from the outside. I've tested with incense, molotovs, rockets, all from above and from the outside. The reason it can't be destroyed is because it's actually sitting inside the hitbox of this metal frame here. To break it though, just shoot the frame out like that, and to replace, pop it back down, you're good to go. Heading back to the outside, just going to place one of these down. Going to start building in metal. And pop in a frame on there. Popping the frame in there is so that you can put a ladder hatch in, and also so that you don't accidentally fill it in when you do this honeycombing. Next, head over to your squares, low triangles, and just honeycomb them up a little bit. Just like so. Now we can move around these sides. Alright, I might activate symmetry now. Just make sure it's on the right block. Make sure we're standing on the right block. There we go. And now we just head down to all of these triangle, double triangle parts, and we add another raised foundation on either side of them, with a bit of honeycomb. There you go, you got the full first floor done, and now we're going to move on to multi-TC. So I just thought I'd show you guys how to do the pixel gap before I forget. Jump down here first of all, and make sure that the blue is leaving only one row of metal divots. Move all the way across to the left. Same over here, but on the right. Just like that. And then to place the box next to it, you just want to get up on these ramps here and slide it across like that. And like that. As you can see, they're pretty close, which is why you have to place it how I just showed you. Next, just jump in here. Same as we did with placing this frame. Just the reverse. You start by looking down, and then you slowly look upwards. And that one's placed incorrectly. Try again. And there you go. There's your pixel gap. And you can place the boxes like this so that it automatically lines you up and makes it a lot easier to access. So there you go. You do get used to using these once you've had them there for a little bit. So now we'll get to multi-TCing. Okay, so for multi-TCing, we just want to head over to one of the half moon sides and start by placing a triangle, square, triangle, and then building out 7 squares followed by a triangle. And then we just build half moons back. Once you get to this one here, raise up 2 squares, delete your build back. Upgrade these to metal. And before you place these triangles here, you want to make sure you do this part. Just like so. Should be looking a little something like that. Keep in mind these ones are connected to the main base, and these ones are your multi-TC. Now you can place these 2 triangles down, and we can start building the gatehouse. There you go, that's what the gatehouse should look like. Next part, we're going to move on to the bedroom pods. Just like this. And then we want to go square, triangle on each side, 2 walls here, 1 wall there, 1 wall there, followed by 2 windows, door frame, and doorway. Make sure you leave that spot open for now. And then you can go to placing your boxes just like this. And your beds similarly. You want to be careful that you're not placing those side boxes too far out. I think this one might be too far out. Just so you have enough room for both of your beds in here. This one might also be too far out. There you go. Alright, pop a door on there. And I also like to put a campfire on the ground just below. Make sure you can just crouch in instead of getting stuck on the door. Next, if we get up on top, we don't have to half all that. And half walls like so. And get our boxes and place them like this. Seal it off and good to go. This is what it looks like from the inside, and that's the spot for your battery. Next, just triangle foundations on each of the sides, followed by a half wall and a triangle frame. Turrets go up in here now, followed by more frames, just like that, and then we add some abrasions. You want to make sure you place the turrets before the gate, otherwise you won't be able to fit it in there, but just for the purpose of the video, that's fine. Alright, and that's what your compound should start looking like. And speaking of which, we're going to add some walls now. I'm pretty OCD when it comes to walls, so I have a bit of a method for getting them looking pretty tidy. Is just back yourself into this corner here and line it up with your gatehouse. Move forward without touching your mouse. And just line that first pole on the left there up with the corner of the building and make it stick inside just a little bit like that. Next, connect this one up and just drag it all the way around. Perfectly connects up to your bedroom pod. Do the same on the other side. Back it up into the corner. Make sure it's a little bit in the wall. And swing it around. There you go. You can adjust the spacing on the bedroom pod by just moving this further in or out depending on how much space you want here. You can add a little gap there if you really want to, but I don't see the point. Next, jump up on these foundations and aim into the corner. Lift it up as high as you can and just back it all the way until it stops moving. Do the same on the other side. All the way up, looking at the corner. And back it in. There you go. The furnaces are a bit overkill, but it's not really the purpose for smelting. It's sort of just so that you can have a bit more protection. Smelting obviously helps. Alright, once we've done that, we're going to move on to the second layer. To do that, we just start adding some walls here. Followed by that little jump up there and a door frame. These can sometimes be hard to add just because it is on an offset bunker. And now we can fill all of these walls in, aside from, ignore the symmetry there, aside from just here. This is our entrance. 2 half walls and 2 triangles. And this one will be the doorway. You will need to also leave these spots open for, sorry, just here, these spots open. If you would like to do the locker trick that I showed you in the showcase, but I'll teach you how to do that in just a second. You're going to turn symmetry off for this point. Drop a window down here, followed by a door. There's your little jump up. Door frame on top there, followed by a wall, and then just 2 walls finishes the outside pillaring. There you go, you're all closed in. Next, add your airlock and some more doorways. The rest of these spots can be barred in. I'll just go back over here before I forget about it and remove that spot just there, I believe. Okay, next, wall on there. This part is just for your box storage. I can show you how to do the furnaces. Just have to grab them. I'll rotate them to once to the left so that you can access the back panels a lot easier. And they fit in pretty easy, these ones. Just the same the whole way along. You can leave this open until you finish the wiring, but for now we're just going to turn the window frame on. Next, you can patch in all of the, again, frame that so you don't accidentally patch it in, but for the rest of it, you can fill it in. And this slot in here is just for your vending machine. For this one, you gotta make sure you put your garage door down here before placing the bed down. Put your locker all the way to the back. And 2 beds just fit nicely in there. Then you can utilize the rest of the space for whatever you choose to do. And at the end, just start filling it up with some garage doors. I will just fill these 2 bits in with some doors. And another garage door here. Heading up to the next level, we can start on the shooting floor. So, same principle here with these outside pillars. I'll add symmetry back on. Window, door frame, and little jump up. Next on this spot, you get your locker and just push it all the way into the back, as far as it goes. Put a lock on it, and then make sure your teammates have access to the lock before you close it up, because otherwise they're not going to get access to it. Put another one of those on there. Half wall followed by a low wall. Jump on up, and same as the other side, you're just putting 2 more walls to finish it off. This one can be a little difficult to place. There you go. Next, same as 4. Door. And a wall. Alright. This is what it should be looking like. Plus those. And now we can get started on the shooting floor. So, what we want to do is head down here and place these 2 squares. Make sure you place these squares before you place any of these pillars down the bottom. Otherwise, you won't be able to add those half walls on there. Once you've done that, go over to this one here. Frame on each side. And followed by 2 triangles. And some walls. And some more triangles. Leave these 2 spots open. What you want to do is come back out here and just do those. Grab your metal barricade and slide it all the way in, just like so. And add your 2 extra frames there, just like that. Alright, once we've done that, we can go ahead and add those frames along there, followed by our ramp. To place the ramp, an easy way is just to hug this right wall and then hit rotate. Same over here. We're going to make these metal. Alright, and then we come back down to the bottom. This is where we start placing our frames on the external. So we put 1 down and just put the second one and then a half wall all the way at the top like that. On top of the half wall, it's just another window frame. I've got 2 window frames here. Same thing, half wall and then a window frame. Sorry, I did that out of order. Make sure you place the doorways down. And then a half wall and your window frame. So that's what it should be looking like. I'm not sure why these didn't change to middle, but that's fine. Alright, after that, just add a little bit of doorway color like that. I think that, yes, our jump up did get covered over. Just typical symmetry bugs. Love that. We're going to turn that off for now as well. Pop your 2 walls down. Frame these up. That can be covered now as well. Before you do that frame, sorry. Again with the difficult offset placing. There you go. That's just for your turret to sit on. Now you can door that up. Just like so. Fill this up with doors. These ones can be most of the ones on this level can honestly be adobe, it doesn't really matter. And there you go. I'll just add some doors in and I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, we're back. All I've gone ahead and done is just fill up all the door frames with garage doors and double doors. I've left these 2 slots open and filled in the rest of the roofs. Just ignore that there. As you can see, all the door slots are now filled, and I've added some embrasures. So you can run the whole way along, and that's what it'll look like. Filling the roofs in is pretty easy. It's literally filling up every single slot that there is, except for these 2 triangles on the ends of the squares, because they're going to be our jump ups. So we'll do that now. Just make up our 2 jump ups. And when we come up here, this is going to be our roof. Throw your frame down, head over to the corner and add some triangles. And next we're going to want to add our roofs. These can be a bit difficult to place. Obviously using no clip it's very easy, but it's just as simple as placing some of those triangles down and turning them the other way around. Save time, I'm just going to do it like this. And it's like that for every corner. Once you've done that, this is where your turret goes, down the bottom, followed by the box on top. These can be ladder hatched as well. I highly recommend doing that, just so people can't sit in there. Alright, once we're around to this side, get your door frames. 2 half walls, 2 floors. That's what it should look like. And that's where your chain link goes. Same on all sides, that's what you should be looking like. Just broke my ankles. 2 ramps just like that, give you the ramp peaks. Fill those in. Just grab a gate as well. I always have it opening inwards just so that you don't accidentally overlap when you go to open it outwards. And I'll just grab a triangle hatch, fill these up, just like that. Now I did realize when I was making this video that the traditional vending machine bunker seems to be patched, so I'll show you how you originally did it in case you don't know. We'll just turn symmetry off. You would place 2 low walls, get your vending machine and squeeze it all the way in. Delete the 2 low walls, place the wall down, and use the roof to open it up. But now you can't actually access the vending machine from behind. You guys can try it on your own server, but on this one at least it doesn't appear to be working. So instead of doing that, what we're going to do is we'll pop this back on for now. Put some low walls down like this. Turn that back off. And we're just going to add some more spawns. This is optional, of course. What you can do with this free space in the middle is opt to add a bit of a mountain roof. Having sort of slanted roofs from the inside here that go above so that you have more of a high angle over top of here. Again, completely optional, but I'm going to opt to do this just for some more beds and some more storage. Just going to do the 4 box thing again. Just took a bit of convincing, so we're going to do that and then just throw our vending machine there like that. So that's just another variation of what you can do on the roof. Really, it's a lot of space. It's completely up to you what you decide to do, but that's what we're going to go with now. Next, just want to place 4 frames on the innermost side of these triangles. Chuck symmetry back on. And then up the top here, this is where you're going to place your windmills. Just like that. Next, the SAM sites are a bit difficult to place. So I'll just show you how to do that. We'll go in here and grab a SAM site. there you go. You just want to make sure it's right on the end where it turns blue, and that'll work the whole way around. I haven't tried looking through these pixel gaps yet, but I can shoot through them. Not sure how much use that's going to be to you. And there we go. That's the main part of the base done. All you have left to do now is shore up your compound by adding some more barbed wire. These are going to break due to the symmetry bug, but I will do it anyway. Just like this. And on this side, you just like that. Yeah, and there you go, guys. Base should be fully finished, outside of adding the turrets, but they're pretty easy. You guys should know where they go. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, it's my first YouTube video, so I do apologize if it's not up to standard. But yeah, let me know if you have any improvements or recommendations I should add to the base in the comments. Alright guys, cheers.